So some people may call it copium. I prefer to call it copium. But I don't think Wesker's dead. I genuinely do not believe that Albert Wesker died in Resident Evil 5, and I'm going to be explaining why. I think that to start, the biggest point that me and a lot of other people have made, or just people that I've talked to about this topic, is the fact that his death itself seemed very lackluster. Like, I understand it was 2 rocket launchers in a volcano. You might say that's the opposite of lackluster, right? But I mean, like, Wesker being killed by rocket launchers just doesn't seem very plausible to me. That just doesn't make sense. I would definitely argue that Wesker is the strongest villain up until that point in the series. He was the strongest villain in the entire franchise. And we've seen villains like Nemesis take shots from quad launchers and still walk away just fine. And I think I'm saying Wesker easy no diffs, Nemesis for sure. That's a whole nother debate though. My point is, I really don't believe that Wesker would have died to that. And then you may bring up the whole lava thing, but he was in the lava and was still able to talk and use his power, his Ouroboros, to grab on with good strength to that helicopter. Also, if you look really close at the cutscene, and I've said this so many times, this is the real point that, like, I've been fighting off everyone who thinks Wesker's dead with for so long now, and it's the fact that the rockets miss him. They go behind him. Now, you can call that just a flaw in the graphic design. I personally believe that they did that as a way to make it seem like if they wanted to in the future, it would make sense. Like, oh, look, the rockets missed him. You guys had bad aim. Also, something that I think backs that even more is the fact that it shows the shot from behind for like less than a second. It is extremely quick from behind Wesker. So that makes me think that they didn't want anyone to catch on to it, but they still wanted to have it there to be able to come back to it in the future. Now, that I will be the first to admit this could be copium. I mean, I could just be coping to the max right now, and I'll be the first to admit that. But I feel like there is some proof that would imply that Wesker is still alive and that he can make a return. Also, Alex Wesker knowing about the whole constant swap thing, I feel like Wesker could use that to his ability as well. I feel like if Alex knew about that, then Wesker probably did as well. I'm not sure like where the IQ is as far as how much Albert knew compared to Alex and whatnot, and how advanced her research was compared to his, or if his was better. I'm not entirely sure. It would make sense that Alex's was a little bit better, just because, you know, it's in the future of the franchise. It takes place after 5. But she's still using Ouroboros and stuff like that, so I don't think it's too far off from what Wesker was onto, right? Now, I also believe it's very possible that they remake 5 and retcon his death, or maybe instead of the game ending in a volcano, they make it in a scenario where it's possible that Wesker survives, or they do some kind of cliffhanger at the end that shows like Wesker's eyes or something. I don't know, just something cool like that to hint at the idea that he's not dead. Or they could just kill him in a volcano again, except better, and then I'd just be sad. But honestly, I don't think it matters how dumb it would be or how dumb people think it would be, because Wesker is sick, and I think there's not a single person that would be like, oh, not Wesker, this is a bad game, Wesker's here, bad game.
Fucking bad game!
I don't think that's how it would be. I think people would just be happy to see Wesker again. He was like the coolest character in the franchise. He is the coolest character in the franchise. I think it would be sick if they brought him back in Resident Evil 9, or, you know, whatever the next mainline game is. Now, I say all this, do I really think that Wesker is going to come back? No. But, do I think there is a slight possibility? Yes. We've seen retcons here and there in the franchise with these remakes, not too huge. minor stuff like them changing how Luis dies, where he dies, stuff like that. That was not a huge change. Luis still died. It's just where at in the story and how he died, right? So they're not afraid to retcon some tiny stuff like that, but I think it would be sick if they just kept Wesker alive, or at least left us with the idea that he could possibly be alive. But really, this is just a bunch of rambling and me coping and hoping that they bring Wesker back. I've wanted this for so long. Please just let me have this. And I'm sure a lot of people want this too. But with all that being said, I'm very interested to hear what you all have to say down in the comment section below, so please do let me know. But without further ado, that's all I have for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, if you did, hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know your thoughts, and stay tuned because there's a lot of stuff coming on the channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, everybody.